Hi everyone! Today I'm going to be giving you some photography tips. I'm a professional photographer and I do photos for clients. If you would like a video that is for photography with clients, then let me know in the comments below. This video is going to be more towards the moms that are just wanting to take pictures of their own kids or family. So before I dive into it, I want to thank you for coming across my channel and clicking on this video. I invite you to subscribe for more fun. I do lifestyle vlogs, and I have a lot of tips that are going to be coming for beauty and fashion. I do shopping hauls every once in a while as well. If you like those, then I'm definitely the right person for you. I am a mom of 3, so I have a ton of knowledge and advice for things like baby products and overall kid stuff. Tip number 1 is lighting, okay? This is a perfect example right now while I'm driving. If you could see, this is why you do not want to shoot in broad daylight or directly in the sun. You want to make sure you always have diffused light. If the time of day you want to shoot is during the day, and that's the only time you can take pictures, just move over to the shade. If there's a tree around, just look for a nice area with shade. You don't even have to move but maybe a couple feet from where you're at. Lighting is big. Lighting is important. My number 1 suggestion for great lighting is shooting before sunset. So like a couple hours before sun sets. And always shoot with the sun behind you. You will notice in some of my outdoor pictures here that I'm going to show you where the sun is behind, and this is during the golden hour sunset timing, that it looks beautiful. And I purposely position myself to where you see that sun flare. Tip number 2, if you're just beginning and you have a beginner level DSLR camera, of course you're going to start shooting in auto, but I really suggest you learn manual. No matter, you do not have to be a professional to start shooting in manual mode. To be in control of the exposure triangle is super important. And if you don't know what that is, Google the exposure triangle. That's your aperture, your ISO, and your shutter speed. Learning how to set those 3 different settings is a game changer. If you ever wanted to in the future become a professional, you're definitely going to have to shoot in manual. I would never charge somebody for me to shoot in auto. That would just be wacko. I'm just going to skim through these tips, you guys, and if you want any further details to any of the tips, let me know. I could either make a video dedicated to just that one tip or that topic and really break it down for you, or if it's just an easy question, I will simply just answer that for you in the comments. Tip number 3, I am all about natural movement, candid shots. A lot of people know it as candid shots, but I call my photography lifestyle. I tend to shoot the majority of my session of people interacting and moving around and being cute and silly with each other. Especially if you're going to be taking pictures of your children, do not try to sit there and force them to sit down and smile at the camera. Honey girl mama, you are going to get so frustrated. I can't tell you, you will get so frustrated. You will raise your voice. You might end up crying, or they will cry, and it just ends up a disaster. Once you get to that point, the kids are completely over it. They're never going to listen to you, mama. They're just not. I always say, try starting off with sitting them down, looking at the camera. If they do it, bada bing, bada boom, get your shot, and then move on to getting some more candid shots, more, of them running around playing. If your kids like bubbles, make sure you have the bubbles there and ready. You start blowing those bubbles and then take pictures. They love it. They light up. If they don't really like bubbles, use something else. If you're going to use candy to entice them, use something like Smarties. Do not use crackers or goldfish or something that's just going to get crumbs and goopy, snacky, slobbery stuff all over their face. So stick to something that's completely clean, where if they put it in their mouth, it's little and it doesn't make a mess whatsoever. That's why I love those Smartie candies. Don't be afraid of bribing them if it gets down to it. I don't bribe kids right off the bat. I always give them multiple chances before I break out the candy. But don't worry, it's a one-time deal. They associate it with the picture taken. They do not associate it to you and to spoiling them. is another one basically dedicated to photographing children. My favorite thing to photograph is, of course, my kids and babies, children in general. So my tip for photographing them is get animated. Get to that point where you are the silliest, craziest person they will ever see. Now, sometimes it could be over the top, and you can feed off the kids when they are kind of like this, like, what's this lady doing? Oh my gosh, she is crazy. Then just back it down, slow it down. You don't have to keep going over the top and crazy because that expression ain't going nowhere. Now, if they're starting to smile and laugh, then keep going, keep doing those things. Make animal sounds, jump up and down. Baby Ellery has always liked it when I whip my hair. I mean, super silly, right? But she loves it and always laughs. Sneezing always gets them. Achoo! Achoo! She's trying to copy me right now. You're so cute. So yeah, just get really over the top, silly and animated, and go off of what those children's feedback is. If they're more timid and it's not happening, don't do it. Sing them a cute song. Kids really love Head and Shoulders, Knees and Toes, and the Itsy Bitsy Spider. Something where you're kind of doing animation and movements using your hands. They really like that, and they tend to light up with that. Don't worry about smiles because sometimes kids are just really serious. If they're looking at the camera, boom, you got this, okay? Take pictures of them looking at the camera. You know what I mean? Just let it go. Let it go. Can't hold that smile anymore. Let it go. Okay, that was a really lame parody. My apologies. Tip number 5 is angles. So make sure you are aware of your composition. Composition is everything that you're seeing in the frame. You got your subject, you got your background. If there's something in there that's distracting, if there's something that doesn't belong, hurry up and take it out. If you want to get that soft, blurry background, which is called depth of field or bokeh. Some people call it bokeh, some people call it bokeh. But in order to get that, you need a specific type of lens. Otherwise, the new iPhones have the portrait mode and they do a great job with that. Make sure that your horizon is straight. Do not go for an angled, crooked. Trust me, it's not artistic. I used to think that myself when I was very first starting out with photography, and now the thought, I just cringe. So make sure you're aware of everything, and again, if you want to get that blurry, soft, pretty background, it's going to be within the lens. I would say trying to add that in post, which is editing, doesn't usually end up looking that cute. So you want to do it the natural way, which is in camera. Yeah. Number 6 is going to be editing software. You can get the entire Creative Cloud from Adobe, which includes Photoshop, for only $10 a month, and that's well worth it. The price actually I think went up. It might be around $20 or $30 a month. If you're going to be doing photography on a consistent basis, invest in Photoshop. Learn it. Lightroom is great too. If you want to start off with something a little bit easier to learn. For cell phone, get the VSCO app, VSCO. I love that app, and that's what I use for my phone photography photos. I could do a whole nother video on phone photography if you guys want me to, because phone photography is very different from doing the real deal DSLR professional camera photography. I think another great important tip would be if you're shooting with a digital camera, get a big SD card, so like 64 gigs. And definitely shoot in RAW, because RAW, you're going to be able to make the most correction on your mistakes. I still make mistakes to this day sometimes with exposure. I mean, lighting constantly outside is changing, so shooting in RAW is super important. And shoot. Shoot on continuous, especially with kids. Move around, continuously, constantly move around. Don't feel afraid to shoot a lot of images, because with kids, I kid you not, the more you're taking pictures, the more you're going to be amazed at some of those pictures. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope it was helpful to get you started on your photography journey with taking pictures of your kiddos and family. And if you liked it, give it a thumbs up and please subscribe. I got a lot of ideas for videos. You have no idea. I'm constantly thinking, constantly brainstorming. I would love your feedback. If you have any ideas for me, leave a comment below and I will reply. Mwah. Thanks guys. See you again. Bye.